Friday, June 9th, 2006, and this is episode number 111 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hodgford from MGMstudios.org. On today's show of A Million Dreams is Len Testa, co-author of The Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome, Len.
It's a year of magical wish dreaming. How's it going, Matt?
Outstanding. And the future vice president of Disney himself, Mike Scopa, is here, who also doubles as trip planning guru for MousePlanet.com. Welcome, Mike.
We dream with our eyes closed and with them open. All of us, adults and children. Everything good begins with a dream, because in our dreams, everything is better. And that's why we carry our dreams with us from our first childhood memories through every single day of our lives. Dreams are powerful stuff. They can lead to something even better. Indeed, if you let your dreams lead the way, you're sure to arrive at some place magical.
No idea. You lost me on the whole thing.
Because
it was from.
That's part of their new brand. New brand. I've got
New
all
marketing
that
thing.
Yep.
And the man who wrote that piece for Mike Scopa was Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Mike?
I stayed up all night just to create that.
It's magical.
It's magical.
It's magical. You wish.
Well, on today's show, we are, of course, talking about the big Disney news, which is the Year of a Million Dreams. And I could rattle off some press releases or some prearranged news stuff, but we actually have the man who was at the event, not at the event in looking at the event. He was in the event. The man himself, Mike Scopa. Mike, why don't you lead our listeners through this event? What is the Year of a Million Dreams?
Everyone has to understand that the Year of a Million Dreams is the beginning of the new brand push that that Disney is putting forth. The new brand is Disney Parks, where dreams come true, and the Year of a Million Dreams is only the first of several promotions, marketing campaigns, whatever you want to call them, that are coming down the pipe. Everyone needs to understand that, and this very first promotion is focused on two groups. Last night, while I was
people with money and people with more money. I'm sorry. Was it not the memo?
There's a heckler in every crowd.
Okay, good.
In every crowd.
Yeah.
I can tell you that when Jay Rizzullo, chairman of Disney Parks and Resorts, came on stage, he immediately started talking about the transformational effect that occurs when a guest enters a Disney theme park, and he worked into the discussion the notion of how dreams come true, and he talked about how their promotion, A Year of a Million Dreams, is based on two groups, the guests and the cast members, because it's recognized that the Disney Magic experience is very much based on the guest experience with the cast members, who are the first line of service. So the Year of a Million Dreams involves two people, the guests and the cast members, and this is how it's going to work. They are going to empower their cast members to provide for a special guest every day in the parks a special dream come true. Now, a lot of you may have seen, I'm talking to everybody out there, you've seen the press releases, and like Matt said, it's really not worth going through the press releases because they're already out there, but I can tell you that not everything that is going to happen has been told. I was told last night at the event that some of the dreams that are being discussed right now won't be announced until they actually have them finalized. Everyone has heard about spending the night in the Cinderella Castle. Everyone has heard about, I don't know, tell me if you guys have heard some of these, because I'm not sure if this was made public in the press release. Was there anything about at any time you could be in line for Peter Pan's flight and a cast member will say, "Would you please hold it? I have someone who would like to ride with you, and Peter Pan will be in your ship with you"? I don't know if anybody has heard that.
That's pretty cool.
That was told. Has any of you heard that?
No.
No, I've heard the Golden Fast Pass, but not that.
Yeah.
How about when you ready for this? When you enter Pirates of the Caribbean, at any point you may find yourself in the boat with all the pirates.
Cool.
Now that would be cool. How
That
about
would be cool,
the Golden Fast Pass for the entire day? A person, and this was something
What is
that
the Golden Fast Pass? Is that like one Fast Pass for every attraction, or?
I think it's for every attraction for the day line.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure if that means go to the front of the line. I'm not sure what that means. There was one dream that was mentioned last night, and that was being chosen to be the Grand Marshal of the parade for that day. And I asked Walt Disney World Marketing last night, I said, now, I'm not sure about what that dream is. And they told me that what that means is that that's one of those grand dreams where someone will be chosen to be Grand Marshal for every Disney parade in every Disney park around the world. So that means one person gets to be Grand Marshal all around the world.
How are they going
That's
to do
a
that? They're
dream.
actually going to fly them around the world?
I believe that's the case, yeah. It's going to be the case. So there are other things going on that, from what I was told, this program was mentioned for the first time to all the cast members yesterday morning. So all the cast members around the world were not privy to this information, so they were finding out for the first time yesterday as well.
Can I hold you right there, Mike? Just for a second?
Sure.
I just want to. This is not to rain on the parade already, but this is all these great events, and I think we all agree that these are great ideas, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, in theory, yeah.
Yeah, in theory. Here's my problem, and this is maybe you can address this, Mike. If they're marketing this towards the general public, this isn't like something that they're quietly doing. I mean, this is very much a very public thing that they're doing here. If I'm listening to this, as I was listening to this, I was thinking to myself, wow, wouldn't that be cool to be, in the pirate ship or to have Peter Pan ride with me and all these things? But really, aren't the odds like ridiculously stacked against me that will not happen to me?
Yeah.
This is like lotto-like thinking, isn't it? Like, what would I do with $1 million?
I mean, not only that, but if you look at it that way, which I think is the most of us are going to do it, like me, is it's a way for Disney to get a lot of publicity without actually giving out much of anything to anyone. Because I mean, again, I was telling you guys before the show, and I was joking around, but Bob Sellinger said to me, well, that's only 2,740 wishes per day for 10 parks. So it's really 274 wishes per day per park. So 274 people out of what? 40, 50,000?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound like the cynic. I don't want to make this
No,
sound
no,
like this
no,
is bad.
just-
I think we all think this is a great idea. I think so too.
I think some of the ideas are very, very cool, but again, 274 wishes per park per day. I mean, probably 260 of them are going to be meals, plush toys, small dollar items. It's not like you're going to have a 1 in 10 chance of.
Yeah, and what did you get from that, Scopa? When you went over there, did you what were your feelings? Did you feel like that you were going to be? Because I could just see a lot of families going there and like, but mommy, I didn't get to be a pirate, or I didn't get to go stay in Cinderella's castle, and they told me that I was going to be able to.
Right. I was saying, yeah. So.
That's a good point, Matt. When he's up on stage and he's talking about this, the same thoughts went through my mind, and I was thinking, well, this could work one way or the other. If they're promoting this and there aren't as many dreams being given out as the public would like to think, then this could really backfire because I think that's where you were going.
Yeah, I was going to say this could either be the best idea ever or the worst, depending on how it's implemented.
Exactly. I mean, if you're you don't want to promote something to the general public so that every guest is expecting something like this. If you go in there expecting to be tapped on the shoulder and said, "Hey,"
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. So this is somewhat. I think, Matt, that what we want to say is this is almost like taking a risk because you may turn off some of the customer base because maybe was it 20, maybe 20%, and that may be high. 20% may actually enjoy one of those dreams. I don't know. I don't know. Len made some reference to numbers. I don't know if 1 million is 1 million or if it's just millions. I have no idea. There was no detail given out.
Well,
as
and that's
to
the thing. We've
how
actually
many.
asked Disney, and we asked them, okay, is it 1 million per resort? Like, does Walt Disney World get its own million and Disneyland get its own million? But nobody knows the details of that yet. So, like, Disney Media doesn't even know if it's 1 million worldwide, 1 million per park, what? Now, obviously, 1 million per park, and your odds go up pretty substantially.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing I can see though even the odds going up regardless of what your odds are. Not only that, but look, I mean, not to sound very selfish here, but they're not going to pick me for it. I'm not the typical person who's going to get it.
No, they're not going to pick ugly guys fights. Because themselves.
who believe in hydrolators.
Hydrolators,
That's it. Matt's going to be able to spend the night in the living seas. That's going to be his dream. You see? Like, you know what? You'll be able to ride the hydrolators with both doors open so you can see that it doesn't move. My dreams do come true. I now understand they don't. I now understand they don't move. Yeah, I mean,
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, the Hannahs of the world.
We're not the kind of people that Disney wants in their marketing or in their promotional video. Trust me.
Yeah.
Well, the images that
made
I
for
saw,
radio, baby. Go ahead.
the images I saw last night. And by the way, one of the members of this promotional team, marketing team, is Annie Leibovitz, who was there last night, and she had they had some photography that she had taken, and in all the photographs, it was all children. It was all.
Yeah, I mean,
they all looked like they were 7 years old. So I mean, yes, you're right, Matt. It's the nuclear family that they're.
But I think that this is going to be, I don't want to sound very cynical of this. I think it's a great idea, and I think that for every child that is picked from this will make their literally their childhood will be made on this thing. I mean, they'll be talking about this for years. About I was just standing in line, and next thing I knew, I was like, I don't know, right? Yeah, a pirate, or I was in Cinderella's castle, or I was, being flown somewhere else. I mean, it's these kinds of things that could really make it. And well, tell us some more about the event, Mike. What else did you find?
What happened was that during Rizzullo's speech, he kept on talking about how it's the new brand and how this was the campaign, and then he talked about something he called it the anthem. And I don't know if this is going to be a commercial that will be run on commercial television, but it was something that captured the whole audience there. And it was a commercial that focused again on dreams and stuff. And it was children playing and children imagining things and the transformation that occurred in their minds. And it was maybe a 30-second, maybe a 45-second clip, but it was really, really intense. And it was there was pageantry. There was a lot of music going on. Let me just divert for a minute. During the entire event, there was music being played, and it wasn't until about 15 minutes before I left that the Disney people said to us, "Have you been paying attention to the music?" And my wife had, and she said, "Yes." She said every single song that's been played had the word "dream" in it. So
well, you know why?
There was some little stuff going on in there, But anyways, Anthem was the first thing, and the other thing, Matt, that I noticed was that the second video that they showed was called Dream Makers, and in that video, again, the focus was on guests and cast members. It was probably a 2-minute video, and it was just so fast-paced, and there were little kids talking about dreaming, and then there were adults saying, I've always dreamed about doing this, and then there were cast members who talked about their jobs and how much it gives them enjoyment and pleasure to provide at least some moment of magic for them, for their guests and everything. And there was one woman in particular, her name was Kelly, and she was talking about how her day is made when she can make a little girl smile, and she loves to see dreams walking out the park. And as they finished this video, they closed up on her face, and this is over on a big screen, and a tear was coming down her face, and everybody in the whole
like
audience,
the Indian in that the New American.
Yeah, but you know what happened, Len? I mean the music is going crazy, and I'm looking around, and of course everyone is getting kind of choked up. And then it ends with a big, finale, and she walks out onto the stage, the cast member that we saw. So, everyone is everybody lost it and stuff. And then with that, Jay Rizzullo then brought out all these cast members, and he would say, well, if you were in Dino Land, then you may have seen Marjorie, or blah, blah, blah. Or this was funny, he brought out a janitorial cast member. Now, if you happen to be walking through Tomorrowland and you saw, Jose, cleaning the trash can out or whatever, or whoever it was, the really, really big time focus on cast members being empowered. So Matt, what I told the Mickey Monitor who interviewed me afterwards was that I saw the focus here, 2 people, cast members being empowered to make dreams come true. But again,
I think that's
back of my mind, just like you said, I'm thinking, well, how many people, what percentage of the guests going over the next 15 months or whatever have to please in order for this to be considered a successful program?
I mean, it's going to be, I think a lot of people, I just have a concern that people are going to go over there expecting to get it. They're not going to, because they're going with, like, it's lotto mentality is what I call it. You know, everyone always dreams, gee, you know, when the lotto gets, like, you know, an absurd amount of money, like $300 million or something like that, you always think to yourself, oh, wow, what could I buy with that? And a lot of people are going to go down there and think, you know, oh, wow, I'm going to get picked to go to the castle on Monday, and then on Tuesday I'm going to be a pirate, and then on Wednesday, you know, and it's like, no, it's not, odds are it's not going to happen. But I think what I really like about the idea is on the cast member side, Mike, and you were bringing this up. This, if it works like it sounds like it's going to, the cast members have the ability to really, you know, when they run, you know how cast members do, they work long hours, and if they run into a nice guest who really, you know, is quote unquote deserving, you know, maybe it's a special trip for them or for whatever reason. I mean, they can make someone's day just with like the snap of their fingers, almost like it's out of a Disney film.
I wonder if this is going to make guests be nicer to the cast members. Like, are you losing weight? I was here last week. You're looking good. You are wearing that outfit. Let me tell you, sister. Right?
Have you lost weight?
Yeah.
That polyester looks. You can rock that polyester like nobody's business.
Baloo has always been
I
a
ain't got to
character.
scroll. Yeah, right. Get on my way.
Here's your scroll.
Here's
Beat
your
it.
scroll. Exactly.
Hit the road.
I don't know. That's a good point. I just, I mean, one of the comments I made, and Sue was there with me, and we were talking, and as we were taking advantage of the refreshments that were handed about, and I said to Sue, I said, I have one real question about this program, and she said, what? I said, well, you know, you hear all these things about these grand dreams, about this, about that, and especially, you know, the big one, of course, one of the big ones is spending the night in Cinderella Castle. And I said to her, I said, so what happens, what's next? When this promotion is over, what's next? I mean, this was always the ace up the sleeve, you know, spending the night in Cinderella Castle, having I don't know if this was even mentioned, one of the dreams is, and I don't know how they're going to do this, and I don't even know why they want to do this, but they're going to offer one lucky guest the entire Magic Kingdom to them. I mean, the entire Magic Kingdom will be...
Really?
Yeah, right.
How do you do that? I mean, is that going to be for a whole day? I wasn't.
And what if you don't get the wish you want? Maybe like it's like, hey, little girl, you're going to be a pirate. But I want to go see Cinderella.
I don't want to be
You're
a
going to
pirate.
be a pirate, and you're going to like it.
Exactly.
I mean,
You're gonna ride with Peter Pan and you like it. Yeah, exactly.
Look at the financial kind of question that is brought up when someone says to Bob Iger, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we just close off the Magic Kingdom one day and just give it to one family, one lucky guest?
There's no other. They'll do it after hours.
Yeah.
But you know what the thing is, from how they're going to make it happen. I mean, obviously they're banking on a lot of more people coming to the parks now because they're thinking that it's going to happen. It's again the lotto. How does the lotto pay for itself? People
buy tickets.
More people play that win than win rather. You know, there's a lot more losers than winners to make it worth it, and that's how they're gonna. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna bring people into the parks. But Mike, there's also some other changes besides this whole program, which is very interesting that we've been talking about this whole time. There's some new attractions coming to Walt Disney World.
Yes. In the Living Seas in Epcot, there will be a new attraction called The Seas with Nemo and Friends. And that is supposedly going to be open for business sometime late this year. I
October, November?
don't recall them giving a month, but that was mentioned.
I have the press release. That was actually announced before.
Okay, and the Laugh Floor Comedy Club with characters
new.
from Monsters, Inc. That's going to be in the Timekeeper attraction. That will be opening in early 2007. They talked about they also talked about the musical, Finding Nemo, the musical at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Mm-hmm. That might be opening late this year. They really think that's going to open late
November.
this year. I heard they're going to be between 10 and 12 songs. And here's something that I don't think was here's a scoop. It will be showcasing a different style of entertainment at Disney World. If any of you recall,
stripping. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, nice line.
Well, I knew we couldn't get through the show without
Nope,
something
there's no way. Oh, well.
do you remember when they used to do Legend of the Lion King, where now is being held
PhilharMagic.
Mickey's PhilharMagic, right. There was some puppeteering going on. So this show will be live performers as well as
much
puppets.
different, yeah.
And many of the, I think the person who was designing the puppets was the same person who designed the puppets for the Broadway version of The Lion King.
Yeah.
And so what we will see during the show is sometimes we'll see the puppeteers and sometimes we won't. But it will be a very interesting show in that regard. And from what I heard, there are 10 to 12 songs being written for the show. So that's going to happen late this year. And then Disneyland will be getting the Finding Nemo submarine voyage. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. It may be somewhat similar to what's going on with Crush Turtle Talk, but I'm not sure. Some kind of new technology they're going to reveal. And, of course, Space Mountain is going to reemerge as Rockin' Space Mountain. So those were the announcements last night.
So I guess we've got time, Scopa, for your since you were at the event. Give us some closing thoughts. What is after this event? After you were there for 2 days, right, Scopa?
Oh yeah.
When you left, when you finally went back home to Merrimack, New Hampshire, what were you thinking? What was on your mind?
What was really funny was that when my wife and I were coming back, we were talking about this all the way home, and what's really funny is that I was kind of more excited about it today than yesterday, because I thought about how those people who do find themselves lucky enough to get one of these dreams, they're gonna have quite a ride. Of course, the ones who don't, or who are expecting it, are going to be a little disappointed. I think that the thing that really made an impression upon me was that it's almost like the cast members and the guests are running a relay race, and there's a baton, and the baton is the dream. Is a dream baton, and the cast members are running, and they are handing the baton off, and the guests are then on the receiving end of a gift of a dream. I think that it's a promotion that will have a lot of people really curious, and I think it will probably encourage people to go during that time frame rather than put it off for another time frame. I think the problem is, though, that there will be people who are going to, and they'll be expecting something, and I really would encourage everybody to not expect to be tapped on.
Yeah, I mean, again,
go like you'd normally go.
The odds of winning are going to be like 1 in 500 again.
Yeah, just go into it like a bad movie. Have low expectations, and if nothing happens that excited you, well, then you came out with the same things coming in. But if it turns out to be a lot better, then hey, you worked out.
I was told that this is a work in progress. That not everything is really settled. Not everything is in concrete. I mean, it's still being worked out regarding what the other small dreams will be. There are lots of small
I've heard
dreams.
like plush dolls and free meals and stuff like that. I mean, that they can give away. Again, if they're giving away 275 things per day per park, my guess is 270 of them are small things like that.
Yeah, and that's just an extension of what they've already been doing. Like when you check in and be like, "Oh, this is our honeymoon," and what do you get? You get a welcome. Slap in the head. Thanks, Glenn.
Wait, that was just
comment
me?
and...
Wait, that was just me? Wait a second. They said it was an initiation thing.
Hey, man, I think we need to start doing these podcasts. We need to start recording these podcasts on Len's hot tub night so he can't make it.
Exactly.
All right, so very quickly, before we end today's show, let's go around, and I want everyone to give, based on what we've heard both before and just on this show with what Scopa's been telling us, thumbs up or thumbs down to what you think so far. Newell?
I'm going to go both ways. One thumb up, one thumb down. If you're going in expecting too much, you're going to be disappointed, and you shouldn't be coming out disappointed. That's not the whole idea of it.
Len?
I'm going to reserve judgment. I would love to have seen a Disney frequent spender program, like a rewards program instead.
Yeah.
But or something tied, similar rewards for that. But again, we don't know all the details, and the devil's going to be in those, so we'll see.
Scopa?
Well, when I went into the event, I mean, I knew what was going to happen. I knew what the announcement was going to be, and so I thought, well, I'll go through the motions and stuff. But when I was there and I heard other things, and also heard after the event what other things were going on, I thought that this was, in my mind, a thumbs up because of several reasons. Number one, I think it gives a shot in the arm for the cast members. It tells them that the company recognizes them as being very important, and it's going to make their job much more enjoyable, knowing that they have an opportunity to make someone happy. I think that the guests are going to be somewhat thrilled, those people who are saying, gee, this is nice, I may have an opportunity to do something. But again, the attitude has to be, if it happens, it happens. But don't go in there expecting a free Dole Whip because you may not get it. So I'm thinking it's somewhat encouraging that there's a company out there that really wants to make their employees feel good about the jobs that they do. So I like.
Well, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up also because it's Disney, and I think Disney is smarter than I think we may be giving them credit for in this case, and they didn't just come up the day before the event and be like, all right, what are we gonna do? Let's give away things. I think they've got some sort of a master plan that they're not giving. It might not be complete, but I have an idea that they know what they're talking about. So I'm gonna think that this is gonna turn out fairly well. I hope. Maybe that's wishful thinking on my part.
Man, I got one more thing to say,
Sure.
And that is that when we got home, they gave us two gifts. They're called them precious gifts, and one was it was a gold framed. I don't know. It was a gold frame picture frame or whatever, and it had to be like 2.5 feet by 1.5 foot, and you could put it's almost like a shadow box kind of a thing. You can put special pictures in there, and that was one thing. But the thing that really was a surprise, and I was all excited to see it, was they gave us this brochure, and I read from that at the beginning of the podcast. Well, on the back page there was a DVD, and I thought, cool. I wonder what it is. I put it in the DVD, and what I saw, there were two things on the menu. One was the anthem, and the other one was Dream Makers, and it was the two videos that I had seen at the event last night. So what I'm saying is that if anybody out there happens to come across any of these in streaming video on the web, I encourage you to see it so that you get an idea as to what I see.
Well, that's it for us today. This has been episode number 111 of Walt Disney World Today. If you want to find older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit www.wdwtoday.com. You can also email us at questions@wdwtoday.com. For Line Testa, Mike Scopa, and Mike Newell, I'm Matt Hodgeberg. We'll see you on the next show.
There is a place where nothing is ever as it seems. Where the ordinary is always extraordinary, and where once upon a time happens once upon a day. Come live your dream this year during the Year of a Million Dreams at Disney Parks, the place where dreams come true.